Question: what does a balanced chemical equation represent? Option A: only the products of a reaction. Option B: the reactants and products with their physical states. Option C: only the reactants of a reaction. Option D: the energy changes in a reaction. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is the reactants and products with their physical states. A balanced chemical equation shows both the reactants and products involved in a chemical reaction, along with their physical states. Question: what type of reaction occurs when two or more substances combine to form a single substance? Option A: decomposition reaction. Option B: combination reaction. Option C: displacement reaction. Option D: double displacement reaction. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is combination reaction. A combination reaction is defined as a reaction where two or more reactants combine to form a single product. Question: in a decomposition reaction, what happens to the reactant? Option A: it combines with another substance. Option B: it decomposes into two or more products. Option C: it remains unchanged. Option D: it is oxidized. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it decomposes into two or more products. In a decomposition reaction, a single substance breaks down into two or more simpler substances. Question: what is an exothermic reaction? Option A: a reaction that absorbs heat. Option B: a reaction that releases heat. Option C: a reaction that occurs in the presence of light. Option D: a reaction that requires electricity. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is a reaction that releases heat. An exothermic reaction is characterized by the release of heat to the surroundings. Question: what is oxidation in terms of oxygen transfer? Option A: gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen. Option B: loss of oxygen or gain of hydrogen. Option C: gain of hydrogen. Option D: loss of electrons. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is gain of oxygen or loss of hydrogen. Oxidation is defined as the gain of oxygen or the loss of hydrogen in a chemical reaction. Question: what is a precipitation reaction? Option A: a reaction that produces gas. Option B: a reaction that produces an insoluble salt. Option C: a reaction that absorbs heat. Option D: a reaction that involves oxidation. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is a reaction that produces an insoluble salt. A precipitation reaction occurs when two soluble salts react to form an insoluble salt, which precipitates out of the solution. Question: what happens during a displacement reaction? Option A: one element displaces another from its compound. Option B: two elements combine to form a compound. Option C: a compound decomposes into its elements. Option D: two compounds exchange ions. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is one element displaces another from its compound. In a displacement reaction, one element replaces another element in a compound. Question: which of the following is an example of an endothermic reaction? Option A: burning of wood. Option B: photosynthesis. Option C: respiration. Option D: combustion of fuels. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an endothermic reaction because it absorbs energy from sunlight to convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. Question: what is the main characteristic of a chemical equation? Option A: it must be balanced. Option B, it must include only reactants. Option C, it must show energy changes. Option D, it must be written in words. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is it must be balanced. A chemical equation must be balanced to ensure that the number of atoms of each element is the same on both sides of the equation. Question 1. What is the pH of a neutral solution? Option A, 0. Option B, 7. Option C, 14. Option D, 1. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is 7. A neutral solution has a pH of 7, which indicates an equal concentration of hydrogen ions, H+, and hydroxide ions, O. Question 2. Which of the following is a strong acid? Option A, acetic acid. Option B, hydrochloric acid. Option C, citric acid. Option D, carbonic acid. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, HCl, is a strong acid that completely dissociates in water, while the others are weak acids. Question 3. What gas is produced when a metal reacts with an acid? Option A, oxygen. Option B, nitrogen. Option C, hydrogen. Option D, carbon dioxide. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is hydrogen. When a metal reacts with an acid, hydrogen gas is produced as a result of the displacement reaction. Question 4. Which of the following substances can act as an olfactory indicator? Option A, litmus. Option B, vanilla essence. Option C, phenolphthalein. Option D, methyl orange. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is vanilla essence. Vanilla essence can change its odor in the presence of acids or bases, making it an olfactory indicator. Question 5. What is the result of a neutralization reaction? Option A, salt and water. Option B, acid and base. Option C, gas and liquid. Option D, heat and light. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is salt and water. A neutralization reaction between an acid and a base produces a salt and water. Question 6. Which indicator turns pink in a basic solution? Option A, litmus. Option B, phenolphthalein. Option C, methyl orange. Option D, turmeric. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein turns pink in basic solutions, indicating a pH above 7. Question 7. What happens to the pH of milk acid turns into curd? Option A, increases. Option B, decreases. Option C, remains the same. Option D, becomes neutral. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is decreases. As milk turns into curd, lactic acid is produced, which decreases the pH of the milk. Question 8. Which of the following is a property of bases? Option A, sour taste. Option B, bitter taste. Option C, turns red litmus blue. Option D, both B and C. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option D, which is both B and C. Bases have a bitter taste and turn red litmus paper blue, indicating their basic nature. Question 9. What is the effect of adding baking soda to fresh milk? Option A, makes it acidic. Option B, makes it neutral. Option C, makes it slightly alkaline. Option D, no effect. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which makes it slightly alkaline. Adding baking soda to fresh milk shifts its pH from slightly acidic to slightly alkaline. Question 10. Which of the following is a natural indicator? Option A, phenolphthalein. Option B, methyl orange. Option C, turmeric. Option D, bromothymol blue. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is turmeric. Turmeric is a natural indicator that changes color in the presence of acids and bases. Question: which of the following metals is the most ductile? Option A, copper. Option B, gold. Option C, aluminum. Option D, silver. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is gold. Gold is known to be the most ductile metal, capable of being drawn into extremely thin wires. Question: what type of ions do nonmetals typically form? Option A, positively charged ions. Option B, negatively charged ions. Option C, neutral atoms. Option D, cations. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is negatively charged ions. Nonmetals tend to gain electrons when reacting with metals, forming negatively charged ions. Question: which gas is produced when a reactive metal reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid? Option A, oxygen. Option B, hydrogen. Option C, chlorine. Option D, nitrogen. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is hydrogen. When a reactive metal reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, hydrogen gas is produced. Question: which of the following metals will not displace hydrogen from dilute acids? Option A, zinc. Option B, iron. Option C, copper. Option D, magnesium. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is copper. Copper is less reactive than hydrogen and therefore does not displace it from dilute acids. Question: what is the primary reason for coating food cans with tin? Option A, tin is cheaper than zinc. Option B, tin is less reactive than zinc. Option C, tin has a higher melting point than zinc. Option D, tin is more durable than zinc. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is tin is less reactive than zinc. Tin is less reactive than zinc, making it a better choice for coating food cans to prevent corrosion. Question: which of the following pairs will give a displacement reaction? Option A, NaCl solution and copper metal. Option B, MgCl to solution and aluminum metal. Option C, FeSO4 solution and silver metal. Option D, HENO3 solution and copper metal. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option D, which is HENO3 solution and copper metal. Copper can displace silver from silver nitrate solution, resulting in a displacement reaction. Question: what is the nature of most metal oxides? Option A, acidic. Option B, basic. Option C, neutral. Option D, amphoteric. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is basic. Most metal oxides are basic in nature and react with acids to form salts and water. Question: which metal is known to burn easily in air? Option A, copper. Option B, iron. Option C, aluminum. Option D, magnesium. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option D, which is magnesium. Magnesium burns easily in air, producing a bright white flame. Question: what is the term for metals that can react with both acids and bases? Option A: basic oxides. Option B: amphoteric oxides. Option C: acidic oxides. Option D: neutral oxides. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxides can react with both acids and bases to produce salts and water. Question: which of the following metals is a poor conductor of heat? Option A: copper. Option B: silver. Option C: lead. Option D: aluminum. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is lead. Lead is comparatively a poor conductor of heat compared to other metals like copper and silver. Question 1. What is the primary reason that carbon is considered a versatile element? Option A. It can form ionic bonds. Option B. It can form covalent bonds with many elements. Option C. It is abundant in nature. Option D. It has a high melting point. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it can form covalent bonds with many elements. Carbon can form covalent bonds with many elements, allowing it to create a vast array of compounds. Question 2. Which of the following compounds is a carboxylic acid? Option A. Ethanol. Option B. Ethanoic acid. Option C. Butanone. Option D. Propane. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid, acetic acid, is a carboxylic acid characterized by the presence of a carboxyl group, -CoO. Question 3. What type of reaction occurs when soap is used in hard water? Option A. Hydrolysis. Option B. Precipitation. Option C. Combustion. Option D. Saponification. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is precipitation. When soap is used in hard water, it reacts with calcium and magnesium ions to form an insoluble precipitate known as scum. Question 4. Which of the following is a property of detergents compared to soap? Option A. Detergents are less effective in hard water. Option B. Detergents do not form scum. Option C. Detergents are more expensive than soap. Option D. Detergents are only used for washing clothes. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is detergents do not form scum. Detergents do not form insoluble precipitates with calcium and magnesium ions, making them effective in hard water. Question 6. Which of the following compounds is a ketone? Option A. Propanol. Option B. Butanone. Option C. Hexanone. Option D. Ethanoic acid. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is butanone. Butanone is a ketone characterized by a carbonyl group, C=O, located within the carbon chain. Question 7. What is the main product when a carbon compound is burned? Option A. Oxygen. Option B. Carbon dioxide. Option C. Water. Option D. Nitrogen. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is carbon dioxide. When a carbon compound is burned, it typically produces carbon dioxide, CO2, and water, H2O, as products. Question 8. What is the role of agitation in washing clothes? Option A. To cool the water. Option B. To dissolve the soap. Option C. To enhance the cleaning action. Option D. To remove dirt by evaporation. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is to enhance the cleaning action. Agitation helps to enhance the cleaning action by allowing the soap to interact more effectively with dirt and stains. Question 9. Which of the following is a characteristic of saturated hydrocarbons? Option A. They contain double or triple bonds. Option B. They are more reactive than unsaturated hydrocarbons. Option C. They contain only single bonds. Option D. They are gases at room temperature. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is they contain only single bonds. Saturated hydrocarbons contain only single bonds between carbon atoms, making them less reactive than unsaturated hydrocarbons. Question 10. What is micelle formation in the context of soap? Option A. The process of soap dissolving in water. Option B. The aggregation of soap molecules in water. Option C. The reaction of soap with hard water. Option D. The evaporation of soap solution. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is the aggregation of soap molecules in water. Micelle formation occurs when soap molecules aggregate in water, with hydrophobic tails inward and hydrophilic heads outward, allowing for effective cleaning. Question: where do plants primarily obtain water for photosynthesis? Option A. From the air. Option B. From the soil. Option C. From sunlight. Option D. From other plants. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is from the soil. Plants absorb water from the soil through their roots, which is essential for the process of photosynthesis. Question: what is the role of hydrochloric acid in the stomach? Option A. To neutralize food. Option B. To digest carbohydrates. Option C. To kill bacteria and activate digestive enzymes. Option D. To absorb nutrients. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is to kill bacteria and activate digestive enzymes. Hydrochloric acid in the stomach helps to kill harmful bacteria and activates digestive enzymes that break down food. Question: what is the function of digestive enzymes? Option A. To absorb nutrients. Option B. To break down food into smaller molecules. Option C. To transport food. Option D. To store energy. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to break down food into smaller molecules. Digestive enzymes are biological catalysts that help break down food into smaller, absorbable molecules. Question: how is the small intestine adapted for absorption? Option A. It has a smooth surface. Option B. It has a large surface area with villi and microvilli. Option C. It is very short. Option D. It is lined with muscle. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it has a large surface area with villi and microvilli. The small intestine has a large surface area due to the presence of villi and microvilli, which enhance nutrient absorption. Question: what is the primary function of the kidneys in humans? Option A. To produce hormones. Option B. To filter waste from the blood. Option C. To digest food. Option D. To absorb nutrients. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to filter waste from the blood. The kidneys filter waste products from the blood and produce urine, which is essential for excretion. Question: what is the process by which autotrophs convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose? Option A. Respiration. Option B. Fermentation. Option C. Photosynthesis. Option D. Digestion. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which autotrophs, such as plants, convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose using sunlight. Question: what is the main purpose of excretion in living organisms? Option A, to absorb nutrients. Option B, to remove waste products. Option C, to produce energy. Option D, to grow. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to remove waste products. Excretion is the biological process of removing waste products from the body, which is essential for maintaining homeostasis. Question: which of the following is a characteristic of heterotrophic organisms? Option A, they can photosynthesize. Option B, they produce their own food. Option C, they depend on other organisms for food. Option D, they do not require energy. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is they depend on other organisms for food. Heterotrophic organisms depend on other organisms for their food, as they cannot produce it themselves. Question: what is the primary component of the transport system in plants? Option A, nerves. Option B, xylem and phloem. Option C, blood. Option D, muscle fibers. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is xylem and phloem. The transport system in plants consists of xylem, which transports water and minerals, and phloem, which transports food. Question: what is the gap between two neurons called? Option A, dendrite. Option B, synapse. Option C, axon. Option D, impulse. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is synapse. The gap between two neurons is called a synapse, where the transmission of signals occurs. Question: which part of the neuron receives information? Option A, axon. Option B, dendrite. Option C, cell body. Option D, synapse. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is dendrite. Dendrites are the parts of a neuron that receive information from other neurons. Question: what type of tissue provides control and coordination in animals? Option A, epithelial tissue. Option B, connective tissue. Option C, nervous tissue. Option D, muscular tissue. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is responsible for control and coordination in animals, along with muscular tissue. Question: what is the primary function of receptors in the body? Option A, to produce hormones. Option B, to detect changes in the environment. Option C, to transport nutrients. Option D, to provide structural support. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to detect changes in the environment. Receptors are specialized cells that detect changes in the environment, such as light, sound, and temperature. Question: which of the following is a plant hormone? Option A, insulin. Option B, thyroxine. Option C, estrogen. Option D, cytokinin. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option D, which is cytokinin. Cytokinin is a plant hormone that promotes cell division and growth in plants. Question: how do electrical impulses travel in a neuron? Option A, from the axon to the dendrite. Option B, from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the axon. Option C, from the synapse to the cell body. Option D, from the cell body to the synapse only. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the axon. Electrical impulses travel from the dendrite to the cell body and then along the axon. Question: what happens at the synapse? Option A. Electrical impulses are generated. Option B. Chemical signals are released. Option C. Nutrients are absorbed. Option D. Muscle contractions occur. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is chemical signals are released. At the synapse, electrical impulses trigger the release of chemicals that transmit signals to the next neuron. Question: which of the following is not a function of the nervous system? Option A. Regulating heartbeat. Option B. Controlling muscle movements. Option C. Producing digestive enzymes. Option D. Processing sensory information. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is producing digestive enzymes. Producing digestive enzymes is a function of the digestive system, not the nervous system. Question: what is the role of the axon in a neuron? Option A. To receive signals. Option B. To transmit signals away from the cell body. Option C. To connect to other neurons. Option D. To store nutrients. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to transmit signals away from the cell body. The axon transmits electrical impulses away from the cell body to other neurons or muscles. Question: what type of movement do sensitive plants exhibit in response to touch? Option A. Growth movement. Option B. Tropic movement. Option C. Nastic movement. Option D. Phototropic movement. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is nastic movement. Sensitive plants exhibit nastic movement, which is a non-directional response to stimuli such as touch. Question: why do organisms reproduce? Option A. To maintain individual life. Option B. To create energy. Option C. To ensure the continuation of the species. Option D. To grow larger. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is to ensure the continuation of the species. Reproduction is essential for the continuation of species, even though it is not necessary for the survival of an individual organism. Question: what is the primary reason we notice organisms? Option A. They are colorful. Option B. They reproduce in large numbers. Option C. They are large in size. Option D. They are found in diverse habitats. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is they reproduce in large numbers. We notice organisms primarily because they reproduce, leading to large populations that are more visible. Question: what do organisms typically produce that resembles themselves? Option A. Different species. Option B. Exact copies. Option C. Offspring that look similar. Option D. Only clones. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is offspring that look similar. Organisms reproduce to create offspring that generally resemble themselves, which is a key aspect of biological reproduction. Question: what is the role of DNA in reproduction? Option A. It provides energy. Option B. It contains information for inheritance. Option C. It helps in digestion. Option D. It is not involved in reproduction. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it contains information for inheritance. DNA contains the genetic information necessary for the inheritance of features from parents to offspring. Question: which of the following is a method of asexual reproduction? Option A, fertilization. Option B, budding. Option C, pollination. Option D, mating. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is budding. Budding is a form of asexual reproduction where new individuals develop from an outgrowth or bud on the parent organism. Question: what is binary fission? Option A, a method of sexual reproduction. Option B, a type of cell division in unicellular organisms. Option C, a process of plant reproduction. Option D, a method of genetic engineering. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is a type of cell division in unicellular organisms. Binary fission is a method of asexual reproduction where a unicellular organism divides into 2 equal parts. Question: which organism is known to reproduce by budding? Option A, amoeba. Option B, yeast. Option C, leishmania. Option D, plasmodium. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is yeast. Yeast is a well-known example of an organism that reproduces asexually through budding. Question: what is the significance of reproduction in maintaining population stability? Option A, it increases competition. Option B, it helps in genetic diversity. Option C, it reduces the number of species. Option D, it has no significance. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it helps in genetic diversity. Reproduction contributes to genetic diversity, which is crucial for the stability and adaptability of populations. Question: what happens to DNA during reproduction? Option A, it is destroyed. Option B, it is copied. Option C, it changes completely. Option D, it remains the same. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it is copied. During reproduction, DNA is copied to ensure that the genetic information is passed on to the next generation. Question: which of the following is not a part of the female reproductive system in humans? Option A, ovary. Option B, uterus. Option C, vas deferens. Option D, fallopian tube. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is vas deferens. The vas deferens is part of the male reproductive system, while the ovary, uterus, and fallopian tube are parts of the female reproductive system. Question: what type of image does a concave mirror produce when the object is placed beyond the center of curvature? Option A, virtual and enlarged. Option B, real and inverted. Option C, virtual and erect. Option D, real and erect. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is real and inverted. When an object is placed beyond the center of curvature in a concave mirror, it produces a real and inverted image. Question: what happens to the size of the image formed by a concave lens as the object moves further away? Option A, it becomes larger. Option B, it remains the same. Option C, it becomes smaller. Option D, it disappears. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is it becomes smaller. A concave lens always produces a virtual, erect, and diminished image, regardless of the object's position. Question: which of the following is a common use of concave mirrors? Option A, in projectors. Option B, in telescopes. Option C, in shaving mirrors. Option D, in magnifying glasses. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is in shaving mirrors. Concave mirrors are commonly used in shaving mirrors to provide a larger image of the face. Question: what type of image does a convex mirror always produce? Option A, real and inverted. Option B, virtual and erect. Option C, real and erect. Option D, diminished and inverted. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is virtual and erect. A convex mirror always produces a virtual and erect image, regardless of the object's position. Question: what is the focal point of a concave mirror? Option A, the point where light rays converge. Option B, the point where light rays diverge. Option C, the center of the mirror. Option D, the edge of the mirror. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is the point where light rays converge. The focal point of a concave mirror is the point where parallel light rays converge after reflecting off the mirror. Question: what phenomenon causes a coin placed at the bottom of a bucket of water to appear raised? Option A, reflection. Option B, refraction. Option C, diffraction. Option D, dispersion. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is refraction. The coin appears raised due to the refraction of light as it passes from water to air. Question: when light passes through a glass slab, what happens to the light rays? Option A, they speed up. Option B, they bend. Option C, they reflect. Option D, they disappear. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is they bend. Light rays bend when they pass through a glass slab due to the change in medium, which is known as refraction. Question: what type of image is formed by a convex lens when the object is placed at the focus? Option A, real and inverted. Option B, virtual and erect. Option C, no image. Option D, highly enlarged. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is no image. When an object is placed at the focus of a convex lens, the rays of light diverge, and no image is formed. Question: in which situation would you see a full-length image of a tall object in a convex mirror? Option A, when standing very close. Option B, when standing far away. Option C, when the object is at the focus. Option D, when the object is at infinity. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is when standing far away. A convex mirror allows a wider field of view, enabling a full-length image of a tall object to be seen from a distance. Question: what is the nature of the image formed by a concave lens for any position of the object? Option A, real and inverted. Option B, virtual and erect. Option C, real and erect. Option D, diminished and inverted. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is virtual and erect. A concave lens always produces a virtual, erect, and diminished image, regardless of the object's position. Question: what is the primary function of the lens in the human eye? Option A, to protect the eye. Option B, to focus light onto the retina. Option C, to control the amount of light entering the eye. Option D, to provide color vision. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to focus light onto the retina. The lens in the human eye focuses light onto the retina, allowing us to see clearly. Question: what part of the eye regulates the amount of light that enters? Option A, cornea. Option B, iris. Option C, lens. Option D, retina. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is iris. The iris is a muscular diaphragm that controls the size of the pupil, thus regulating the amount of light entering the eye. Question: what is the role of the retina in the human eye? Option A, to focus light. Option B, to convert light into electrical signals. Option C, to protect the eye. Option D, to control eye movement. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to convert light into electrical signals. The retina contains light-sensitive cells that convert light into electrical signals, which are sent to the brain for interpretation. Question: what happens to the eye lens when looking at distant objects? Option A, it becomes thicker. Option B, it becomes thinner. Option C, it remains the same. Option D, it changes color. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it becomes thinner. When looking at distant objects, the ciliary muscles relax, causing the lens to become thinner and increasing its focal length. Question: which part of the eye is responsible for the majority of light refraction? Option A, lens. Option B, cornea. Option C, iris. Option D, retina. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is cornea. Most of the refraction of light occurs at the outer surface of the cornea. Question: what is the approximate diameter of the human eyeball? Option A, 1.5 cm. Option B, 2.3 cm. Option C, 3.0 cm. Option D, 4.0 cm. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is 2.3 cm. The human eyeball is approximately spherical in shape with a diameter of about 2.3 cm. Question: what type of image does the eye lens form on the retina? Option A, erect and virtual. Option B, inverted and real. Option C, erect and real. Option D, inverted and virtual. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is inverted and real. The eye lens forms an inverted real image of the object on the retina. Question: what is the function of ciliary muscles in the eye? Option A, to protect the eye. Option B, to change the curvature of the lens. Option C, to control the pupil size. Option D, to transmit signals to the brain. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to change the curvature of the lens. Ciliary muscles modify the curvature of the eye lens, allowing it to adjust its focal length for focusing on objects at different distances. Question: what happens to the eye lens when viewing nearby objects? Option A, it becomes thinner. Option B, it becomes thicker. Option C, it remains unchanged. Option D, it changes shape dramatically. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it becomes thicker. When viewing nearby objects, the ciliary muscles contract, making the lens thicker to increase its curvature. Question: what is the role of the optic nerve? Option A, to control eye movement. Option B, to transmit electrical signals to the brain. Option C, to focus light. Option D, to protect the eye. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to transmit electrical signals to the brain. The optic nerve transmits the electrical signals generated by the retina to the brain for interpretation. Question 1. What is the formula for calculating work done in an electric circuit? Option A, W is equal to VQ. Option B, W is equal to IR. Option C, W is equal to QV2. Option D, W is equal to I2R. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is W is equal to VQ. The work done, W, in an electric circuit is calculated using the formula W is equal to VQ, where V is the potential difference and Q is the charge. Question 2. What does a voltmeter measure? Option A, current. Option B, resistance. Option C, potential difference. Option D, power. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is potential difference. A voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference, voltage, between 2 points in a circuit. Question 5. What is the total potential difference across a series combination of resistors? Option A, equal to the sum of individual voltages. Option B, equal to the highest voltage. Option C, equal to the lowest voltage. Option D, 0. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is equal to the sum of individual voltages. In a series circuit, the total potential difference is equal to the sum of the potential differences across each individual resistor. Question 6. If a 220V electric bulb rated at 100 watts is operated at 110V, what will be the power consumed? Option A, 100 watts. Option B, 75 watts. Option C, 50 watts. Option D, 25 watts. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is 50 watts. The power consumed by the bulb at a lower voltage can be calculated using the formula P is equal to V to R. Since the resistance remains constant, the power will decrease. Question 7. What is the relationship between current, I, and potential difference, V, in a resistor? Option A, I is directly proportional to V. Option B, I is inversely proportional to V. Option C, I is independent of V. Option D, I is equal to V. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is I is directly proportional to V. According to Ohm's law, current, I, is directly proportional to the potential difference, V, across a resistor, given a constant resistance. Question 8. How many 176 ohms resistors in parallel are required to carry 5A on a 220V line? Option A, 1. Option B, 2. Option C, 3. Option D, 4. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is 2. To find the number of resistors needed, calculate the total resistance required using Ohm's law, R is equal to VI. Then use the formula for parallel resistors to find how many 176 ohms resistors are needed. Question 9. What happens to the resistance of a wire if its diameter is doubled? Option A, resistance doubles. Option B, resistance halves. Option C, resistance remains the same. Option D, resistance quadruples. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is resistance halves. Resistance is inversely proportional to the cross-sectional area of the wire. Doubling the diameter increases the area by a factor of 4, thus halving the resistance. Question: what is the right-hand thumb rule used for? Option A, determining the direction of electric current. Option B, finding the direction of magnetic field lines. Option C, calculating resistance in a circuit. Option D, measuring voltage in a circuit. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is finding the direction of magnetic field lines. The right-hand thumb rule helps to determine the direction of magnetic field lines around a current-carrying conductor. Question: if the current in a wire flows from north to south, which direction will the north pole of a compass needle deflect? Option A, east. Option B, west. Option C, north. Option D, south. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option A, which is east. When the current flows from north to south, the north pole of the compass needle will deflect towards the east. Question: what happens to the magnetic field when the direction of current is reversed? Option A, it remains the same. Option B, it doubles. Option C, it reverses direction. Option D, it disappears. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is it reverses direction. Reversing the direction of current also reverses the direction of the magnetic field produced by the current. Question: in a domestic electric circuit, what is the purpose of a fuse? Option A, to increase voltage. Option B, to prevent overloading. Option C, to measure current. Option D, to connect appliances. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to prevent overloading. A fuse is used to prevent damage to appliances and circuits due to overloading by breaking the circuit when excessive current flows. Question: what is the potential difference in a typical domestic electric circuit? Option A, 110 V. Option B, 220 V. Option C, 440 V. Option D, 12 V. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is 220 V. In many countries, including the one referenced in the text, the potential difference in domestic circuits is typically 220 V. Question: how does the magnetic field produced by a circular coil compare to that of a single turn? Option A, it is weaker. Option B, it is the same. Option C, it is stronger by a factor of n. Option D, it is unpredictable. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is it is stronger by a factor of n. The magnetic field produced by a circular coil with n turns is n times stronger than that produced by a single turn due to the additive effect of the current in each turn. Question: what color is the insulation of the live wire in a domestic circuit? Option A, black. Option B, red. Option C, green. Option D, blue. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is red. The live wire is typically insulated with red color in many domestic circuits. Question: what is the effect of a short circuit in an electric circuit? Option A, it increases resistance. Option B, it decreases current. Option C, it causes a sudden increase in current. Option D, it has no effect. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is it causes a sudden increase in current. A short circuit occurs when the live wire and neutral wire come into direct contact, causing a sudden increase in current, which can be dangerous. Question: what is the primary function of the earth wire in a domestic circuit? Option A, to provide additional voltage. Option B, to prevent electric shock. Option C, to increase current flow. Option D, to connect appliances. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to prevent electric shock. The earth wire is used to prevent electric shock by providing a safe path for excess current to flow into the ground. Question: what happens to the magnetic field strength if the current in a wire is increased? Option A, it decreases. Option B, it remains the same. Option C, it increases. Option D, it becomes unpredictable. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is it increases. The strength of the magnetic field produced by a current-carrying wire is directly proportional to the amount of current flowing through it. Question: what is the primary function of the ozone layer? Option A, to provide oxygen for breathing. Option B, to shield the Earth from ultraviolet radiation. Option C, to trap heat in the atmosphere. Option D, to support plant growth. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to shield the Earth from ultraviolet radiation. The ozone layer protects the Earth by absorbing the majority of the sun's harmful ultraviolet radiation. Question: which of the following is a biodegradable waste? Option A, plastic bags. Option B, fruit peels. Option C, glass bottles. Option D, metal cans. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is fruit peels. Biodegradable waste is organic material that can be broken down by microorganisms, such as fruit peels. Question: what happens if all organisms in one trophic level are removed? Option A, the ecosystem remains unaffected. Option B, it can lead to the collapse of the ecosystem. Option C, only the organisms in the next level are affected. Option D, it increases the population of the next trophic level. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it can lead to the collapse of the ecosystem. Removing all organisms from a trophic level disrupts the food chain and can lead to ecosystem collapse. Question: what is biological magnification? Option A, the increase of biodiversity in an ecosystem. Option B, the accumulation of toxins in organisms at higher trophic levels. Option C, the process of recycling materials. Option D, the growth of organisms in a controlled environment. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is the accumulation of toxins in organisms at higher trophic levels. Biological magnification refers to the increasing concentration of toxins in organisms as one moves up the food chain. Question: which of the following practices is considered environment friendly? Option A, using plastic bags for shopping. Option B, leaving lights on when not in use. Option C, walking instead of driving short distances. Option D, throwing waste in open areas. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option C, which is walking instead of driving short distances. Walking instead of driving reduces carbon emissions and is an environmentally friendly practice. Question: what is the role of decomposers in an ecosystem? Option A, to produce energy through photosynthesis. Option B, to break down dead organic matter. Option C, to compete with producers for resources. Option D, to provide shelter for other organisms. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is to break down dead organic matter. Decomposers break down dead organic matter, recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem. Question: what is a self-sustaining ecosystem? Option A, an ecosystem that requires constant human intervention. Option B, an ecosystem that can maintain itself without external inputs. Option C, an ecosystem that only contains plants. Option D, an ecosystem that is artificially created. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is an ecosystem that can maintain itself without external inputs. A self-sustaining ecosystem can maintain its balance and functions without external inputs. Question: what is one major problem caused by non-biodegradable waste? Option A, it decomposes quickly. Option B, it can pollute soil and water. Option C, it provides nutrients to the soil. Option D, it is easily recycled. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is it can pollute soil and water. Non-biodegradable waste can persist in the environment for a long time, leading to pollution of soil and water. Question: which of the following is a consequence of ozone layer depletion? Option A, increased plant growth. Option B, higher levels of UV radiation reaching the Earth. Option C, lower temperatures on Earth. Option D, decreased air pollution. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is higher levels of UV radiation reaching the Earth. Ozone layer depletion allows more UV radiation to reach the Earth's surface, which can harm living organisms. Question: how can individuals help reduce waste disposal problems? Option A, by using more plastic products. Option B, by recycling and composting. Option C, by throwing waste in open areas. Option D, by increasing consumption of single-use items. You have 5 seconds to answer the question. The correct answer is option B, which is by recycling and composting. Recycling and composting help reduce the amount of waste sent to landfills and promote sustainability.